NHL Insider Frank Seravalli has dropped a major update regarding Rasmus Andersson and his future with the Calgary Flames. The fan base is quite split on where they stand with Razz. Many want Conroy to trade him away while he is at max value to gain as much as possible for the future, while others want to see Andersson locked up because he's an A1 defenseman and because he wants to be in Calgary. Everything could change depending on which route Conroy decides to take. We're going to get into all of that and more in this video, but first, I want to welcome you to Flames Digest. I am Mark Griffith. If you're new around here and you love the Flames, make sure you subscribe so you can stay up to date on all the latest news, updates, reports, and rumors revolving around your Calgary Flames. We would love to welcome you to the Flames Digest family. And let's get into this big update here. We have an Andersson update. I mean, mostly it's going to boil down to just Frank Seravalli talking about the Calgary Flames, which becomes an update, and you'll see by some of the comments in this video that it is really just that. But here we go. So a tweet from NHL Trade Alert. They were talking about something that was said on Flames Talk, and of course, who was on Flames Talk? It was Frank Seravalli himself. So Seravalli says Craig Conroy reiterated that the team has zero interest in trading Rasmus Andersson, says they will try to sign him come July. Now, this is an update because, you know, it's allegedly Conroy reiterating that the team isn't going to trade him. But I don't know, it's interesting overall. Conroy hasn't been the type really to trade someone, you know, before it's their contract year kind of thing. Obviously it has happened, but it's more so, I guess this means Andersson probably won't be traded this year. Now, like I said in the intro, a lot of people think Andersson is at his maximum value right now. He's not exactly getting any younger. Maybe it would be best to trade him away. And that's why there's kind of two arguments to this. There's the one that is the business side and definitely helps the business side, which helps the future. Or there's the human side and getting attached to a player, and the city obviously getting attached to a player as well, the player getting attached to the city. So there's the side of, look, maybe trading him is what would be best for the future and not this year. Would kind of scrap this year in general, not make the playoffs, no push for the playoffs. But hey, Andersson's going to get at least a first rounder and probably a lot more as well. If you just look at some of the other defensemen that have been traded for a lot lately, look at like Marcus Pettersson and stuff like that. So Andersson could go for a lot. That's the business side. The other side, the more human side, is yes, Andersson is the favorite player of a lot of people in this fan base. Andersson has said he wants to be here, and I think most Flames fans would be absolutely fine if he stays. But it's just a matter of kind of what he asked for. Now, if we get into some of the comments here, this one, I mean, it kind of hits it right on the head of this is, you got to look at the business side. So Kyle here, or Special K, said, so Razz is going to want $9 million by 8 years, and it won't kick in until he's 30. Trade him while you can, get a boatload of assets. And again, that is just completely the business side. Maybe it would be better to trade him away in terms of the future for sure. But there's also the other side. It is true that Andersson, you know, his new deal wouldn't kick in until he's 30, which is not young anymore, and that's a long contract. 8 years, $9 million, that's obviously a lot. I know the cap is going up, but again, for the business side, that is a good kind of, I guess, concern, shall we say. Here's the other side, I guess we can say. So one guy, Michael, here said, thank God it's Seravalli saying it, which kind of means he's discrediting this as an update at all. Just kind of funny there. And then UK Flames, United Kingdom Flames. That's crazy to have the Union Jack inside of the Flames logo. I absolutely love it. But either way, they say, when playing cards, you don't show your hand early. So essentially what he's saying here is maybe Conroy has reiterated that he's not trading Andersson and he's going to try and sign him this summer, which could absolutely be the truth for all we know. But again, you don't always show your cards right away. You don't show your hand. So maybe he is totally shopping Andersson right now, seeing what the market is like. And again, maybe that is what's best. Is there a right or wrong to this? No, there's just one more that focuses more on now than the future. But again, Andersson would sign a long-term contract, so that is also the future. Do you want him to be one of the leaders going into kind of the next generation of Flames once guys like, you know, Kadri, Coleman, and others are kind of away from us? But there you go. There's the update that it really could change everything for the franchise depending on what Conroy does with Rasmus Andersson. Now let's get into an injury update, and we have a very good injury update here. More of, I guess we can call it a recovery update, which is very good. But Flames' Connor Zary and Kevin Ball are back at practice. And not just that, but here's the tweet from Derek Wills. So he said, here's a sight for sore eyes. And I'll show you the picture in a second so you actually do see the sight. But Kevin Ball and Connor Zary, full participants in the Flames' first practice after the Four Nations break. So all teams are back practicing. They're trying to get back, obviously, getting gelling again, getting back in the hang of things. And Zary and Ball are not only both at practice, but full participants. This is great to see. Zary has been skating on the left side of a line with Michael Backlund and Blake Coleman. So interesting there. It's no longer Coronato. As we've seen, he hasn't really been on that line lately. He's been playing more with Huberdeau. But still, very good to see that Zary is back. Not at the center position, but on the left. And then Ball has been skating on the right side of a pairing with Damil Miramanov, and Miramanov is simply just a placeholder for Rasmus Andersson, so you can kind of expect that first game back on Sunday. Ball will be with Andersson once again. Finally, we can say that. It was, almost 10 games I think that Ball was out, and the Flames certainly missed his presence. But if we get into the actual photo here, there's the proof. It's kind of a creepy photo Wills took here. I don't know, like Cale McLean in the center there looks, I don't know, he looks kind of demonic or something. But either way, you can see Kevin Ball there, the tall man on the left, and then Zary, of course, in the white jersey over there on the right. Great to see both of them back. Again, full participants is absolutely great. The Calgary Flames got some good news in their first practice, as we see here. This was from Sportsnet after the break. So forward Connor Zary and defenseman Kevin Ball were on the ice at Tuesday's practice in Calgary after both missed time prior to the break with injuries. Zary, 23 years old, missed the team's last 15 games with a knee injury he suffered in a January 7th game against the Anaheim Ducks. The Flames forward collided with Ducks defenseman Drew Helleson and immediately hit the ice in pain. Helleson was assessed a major penalty and game misconduct after the play. We all remember that. It looked terrible at the time, but I don't know how it happened, but Zary is definitely okay now and way ahead of schedule with his, which is just phenomenal. Who doesn't love a bit of Zary? Ball has emerged as an important member of the Flames blue line in his first season with the team. The 6'6" D-man had 2 goals, 14 points, and a +1 rating and 77 block shots through 46 games. Again, just shows how good of a defensive defenseman he is. If Zary and Ball are able to play out of the Four Nations break, it could be a huge boost to a Flames team that sits 3 points behind the Canucks for the final wildcard spot in the Western Conference. A healthy Flames team has a much better chance at making the playoffs than an unhealthy team, and that, I mean, it can go without saying, really kind of Captain Obvious over here, but it's great to have the reinforcements back and, you know, some of our better players on the team back, so the Flames really can make a push here. And again, it'll all depend on the team's performance over the next couple weeks here, what they will do at the trade deadline. So again, both with injuries and Andersson rumors, it really does decide the Flames' entire season here and potentially part of the future as well. Now let's get into the comment of the day, as we love to do here to wrap things up on this video. We love to do it here on the channel, and this was a good one that went exactly with this video. But Craig, you should speak to that Kyle guy on Twitter, but Craig said once Andersson signs for a large long-term contract, $8 to $9 million, his value is significantly reduced. You need to trade him now. So again, Craig thinks on that business side, and that is absolutely okay. It definitely does make sense to trade away a player like Andersson at his max value, but it also makes sense to keep him because he's really good, wants to be here, and could be a major leader going forward. It'll just be, again, very interesting to see what route Conroy decides to take. Let me know down below which route you think Conroy should take and which one you would like him to take. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe, like what you saw here today, and have a wonderful rest of your day.